Greetings and salutations. It is I, Professor Macabro, accompanied here, like always, by the ever-lovely Zombie Huesitos and the spooky crew, and we're all here to regale you with another movie review. Yes, indeed, I am trying to hit my stride and be more consistent with my reviews, you see. Yes, indeed, not just accumulating movies or watching them fill up my queue list on the streaming services. Actually sit down, watch a couple of movies, and review them for you. And I decided to watch and review recent movies that I got in that epic flea market haul. Yes, indeed. And one of these movies is a movie that I had already seen. When you get to a certain age, your mind starts to get a little bit foggy, and you forget how you first encountered a movie. Especially back in the day when Professor Macabro was a young man. Did I encounter the movie renting it on the mom and pop shops? Did I watch it late at night on TV or on cable? I can't remember, but I do know that I have seen Cemetery Man, or Della Morte, as it is called in Italy. And I rather liked it. It had a really kick-ass interpretation of death. That one in Cemetery Man and the one in Hellboy 2, The Golden Army, are some really kick-ass interpretations of death. But when Tubi was introduced into the grand old country of Mexico, I was able to revisit Cemetery Man and enjoy it once again. And I was going to do a review, but I forgot to do it, as I have tend to do with other movies. But recently acquired finally the DVD copy of Cemetery Man. Yes, indeed. And I am quite happy to have gotten this movie, indeed. Della Morte. And, let me tell you, this movie is good stuff. Again, epic interpretation of death. Really kick-ass the way that death looks in this movie, with its wings and its cloak and its fire everywhere. Love the way, and the voice that they gave death. This is the Anchor Bay, the Anchor Bay release of Cemetery Man. So, it only comes with the dub version. It doesn't come with the original Italian audio with the subtitles. Which is the way that I saw it. I saw it with the dub. And on Tubi, it also only has the dub. I'm not gonna lie, I would like to have experienced the Italian audio with the subtitles, but I've been trying to track down a physical copy of this movie, much like I did with Dead Alive and Pumpkinhead. So I was really happy to see this little gem in that stack of horror movies at that flea market and be like salivating, like opening it up to see if the disc was there and to see if the disc was not scratched. And imagine my surprise and joy that everything was complete. It even comes with the little booklet there. So yes, what is this movie about? Well, let me tell you. If you have not seen Cemetery Man or Della Morte, it's about this gravekeeper that is accompanied by his partner in crime, his buddy, his slave, his lackey. You don't really know. In some audios, I've heard it pronounced as Gaul, but in this one, it has a different name. And he's a mute. He's a silent little guy that doesn't do anything except go hip, hip, hip. And they are taking care of this cemetery, which apparently is cursed. It's the pet cemetery, but in the human equivalent, because, or maybe it's an epidemic, who knows? It doesn't really explain it. It seems to be something supernatural about this cemetery, because the dead come back to life as zombies. So, this guy, the titular Cemetery Man, has to kill him. And his name is appropriate enough, Francesco della Morte. And he's the main guy. He's the guy that narrates everything. And he's talking about how his life is just like, killing zombies. But one day, as he is burying a poor schlub, he encounters the widow of that poor schlub. And mamma mia, that is a spicy meatball. Chef's a kiss. That lady is Anna Fauci is her name. Google her. And oh boy, much like the space vampire chick from Life Force, this movie is the highlight of this for me. Yes, indeed. And she appears as, oddly enough, as 3 different characters. And you're like, what the hell's going on? Why does he keep seeing this super amazing Italian bombshell and getting on with her and then only having her die? Because that's what happens to the first interpretation. He tells her, after, weeping for her deceased husband, that they have a really cool underground crypt with decaying bones and bodies, and that kind of turns her on. And at first she's like, no, I cannot be with you. But then again, give it to me, Italiano, and give it to her. He does, unfortunately, because it happens, you see a good set of boobs and you have a lapse of judgment. He forgets that the zombies get up, and as they're doing it on the grave of the dead husband, the dead husband gets up, kills her, and then she turns into a zombie. And again, I can relate. You see a good pair of boobs, your brain goes titi-caca, and you lose focus. So unfortunately, she's dead, and he's like, well, dang it, but at least I got her. And then he meets her again and again, and it so progresses. Gaul also encounters his own love interest. It has a little decapitated head for head, but you don't want head from a zombie head, because otherwise, that will not lead to good things. No. Just say no to zombie heads. And the whole thing ends in a very confusing way, I must admit. He eventually, spoiler alert, if you are interested in watching it, definitely watch it. It's on Tubi. You can watch it on Tubi and watch it for yourself and enjoy it. It's not a long movie. 99 minutes on the DVD, so you can breeze through it. But if you have already seen it and you want my thoughts on it, continue on, my fair children. So, he's finally got it to the point, they're like, God damn it, I am sick and tired of this bullshit. So Death appears, and he's like, well, dude, if you don't want the zombies to come back to life, just kill the living. Shoot all the living people on the head, and then they won't come back as zombies. And he's like, I like the way you think, Death. Yes, indeed, a different variation from zombie Deathcitos, you see. Yes, indeed, zombie Deathcitos is female. Well, the Death in this one is a male, and he's like, he goes around killing people. And then eventually he's like, God damn it, I'm sick of this bullshit. See you later, fuckers. And he gets Gaul, and he goes around in his truck, or his little car, Italian carro, or Italian carino, as I would assume you would say it down there. And he goes out of the edge of town, and oh, shocka shocks, there is no edge of town. The whole damn road is collapsed. And he's like, well, fuck me. And he's stuck in there. But then I guess the roles change, because then Gaul starts talking, and then Francesco's like, eep. So, fuck me if I know what that ending ends. Were they in purgatory? Was he eternally cursed to live out this bullshit over and over again, and that's why he keeps meeting the sexy hot Italiano chick with the good rack? I don't know. I don't know. This is the third time that I have seen this movie, because I wanted to get it on DVD, and it has some really cool special features. It's based on a novella by the guy that wrote the Dylan Dog comic book series. So there's that. Definitely recommend you get the DVD because of that behind-the-scenes featurette. That is in Italian with subtitles. I really don't know why this one doesn't have a Italian audio track with subtitles. But they explain the origins of the thing and how they hired everyone. And it has a really good interview, again, with Anna Falchi. And, Ooh la la, yes indeed, yes indeed, yes indeed, yes indeed, yes indeed. Where was I again? Ah yes. So yes, definitely check it out. Highly recommend Cemetery Man or Della More Della Morte. Or is it Della Morte Della More? I think it's Della More Della Morte. Highly recommended. This thing right here, gets a rating from your old pal Professor Macabro of 10 out of 10, which would probably be 20 epic Italian pair of boobies. Yes, indeed. Oh, so good stuff, good stuff. Hi, a big fan of that, let me tell you. Yes, indeed. Have you seen Cemetery Man? Did you enjoy it? Did you understand what the fuck was going on? Let us know in the comments down below. But until we see you all again next time, this guy right here has been Professor Macabro. That right there is Zombie Huesitos, aka Zombie Deathcitos at her full power, and the Spooky Crew, and we wish you all, like always, a good evening.